Good morning, cadets. Today, let us learn about the superposition of waves. What is the meaning of superposition of waves? What happens? The waves are traveling in opposite directions and overlapping over each other. What happens to their total displacement? This is what we are learning: superposition of waves. Superposition, in simple terms, what happens when the waves overlap each other? To understand this, let us consider a stretched string. A stretched string in which two wave pulses of equal and opposite displacements are traveling in opposite directions. Let me draw the diagram so that it will be clear. Suppose this is the stretched string. On this stretched string, think that there are two wave pulses. One is traveling about positive x-axis in the forward direction. Another one is traveling in the opposite direction about negative x-axis. These waves are produced on a stretched string. This is stretched string. Consider two wave pulses traveling in opposite directions, having equal and opposite displacements. So this is at one particular instant. Next instant, this wave will be present here and this wave will be present close to it. So you will find this pulse we form here. And you will be finding this pulse very close to it. Yes. And this is tending to move about positive x-axis, and the lower one is tending to move about negative x-axis in the opposite direction. For simplicity, we are considering the displacements are equal. The displacements are equal, but traveling in the opposite direction. So next moment what happens, that is interesting. Next moment you will find overlapping, exact overlapping. When the exact overlapping takes place, you will find no displacement at all. You will find zero displacement, because we are considering the wave pulses of same displacements but in the opposite direction. So you can think that I have drawn dotted pulses. So due to the overlapping of these displacements of same magnitude but opposite in the sense, so when they overlap over each other, that is what we call it as superposition of wave pulses. After overlapping, what happens? You see. Next, this displacement will be traveling in this direction, and this displacement will be traveling in the positive sense, positive direction. So you can just draw. This is the negative displacement moving in the negative x-axis direction. and this is the positive displacement moving in the positive x direction. So during this moment, at one moment, the displacements are exactly overlapping over each other. When they overlap each other, since they are having same displacements, one is positive displacement, another one is of same negative displacement. Amplitudes are same, positive amplitude and negative amplitude, they cancel each other. At that moment, the string will have zero displacement. This is what is known as superposition of pulses. After that, the negatively displaced pulse moves towards negative x-axis and positively displaced pulse moves along positive x-axis as if nothing has happened. As if nothing has happened. During this superposition or overlapping of the waves, the constituent particles of the medium, constituent particles of the string, they vibrate according to the energy of both the pulses, according to the energy of the poles, both the pulses. And as a result, the resultant pulse will be determined by what is known as principle of superposition. Principle of superposition. So we have considered here examples of two pulses, two wave pulses traveling in opposite directions, having equal amplitudes but equal and opposite displacements. Right. Now this can be applicable even to the waves. If two waves are traveling in opposite direction, when they superpose over each other, when they overlap each other, then what happens? That is what we are learning with the help of what is known as principle of superposition. So first we will learn what is the principle of superposition. So to learn this, let us consider these wave pulses are given by two functions. Let y1 xt and y2 xt represent two pulses or two waves. In general, can take two waves traveling on the same medium. When they overlap each other, when they superimpose each other, superimpose means overlap each other, then the resultant wave is given by yxt equal to y1 xt plus y2 xt. So we have considered for simplicity only two waves. If there are such number of waves, traveling on a same medium, then we have to have the sum of all such displacements, where y1 xt and y2 xt are the displacements of two waves traveling on the same medium. Then resultant displacement of the superimposed wave is given by yxt equal to y1 xt plus y2 xt. This is called as principle of superposition. So the principle of superposition says that whenever two waves are more than two or more waves traveling on a same medium, then the resultant displacement of the wave due to the overlapping of these waves is the algebraic sum of the displacements. Is the algebraic sum of the displacements. That is what we call it as principle of superposition. Okay, if these are vectors, then it is going to be vector sum. The principle of superposition is applicable even for vector displacements, right? Here anyhow it is displacement functions of the waves. So we do not consider them as vectors. So therefore it is a algebraic sum of the displacements. Okay, now let us write the equations in terms of functions. Function of space variable and time variable. Then what will be the resultant of the superposed wave? So I have written the statement of principle of superposition. Suppose if two or more waves simultaneously move on a medium, then the net displacement of the resultant waveform is sum of the wave functions of the individual waves. Y1 xt plus y2 xt is equal to y xt, where y represent the displacements. Okay. Now in general, let us suppose there are n number of waves which are moving over a medium simultaneously. When they overlap each other, what is the resultant waveform? That is found out using principle of superposition. If y1 xt equal to function of x minus dt, f1 x minus bt. Let us suppose it is some function, maybe a trigonometric function or any other function. Usually we consider harmonic waves, that is simple harmonic waves, right? We will consider it later. In general, let us write it as a sum function f1, and similarly y2 xt represent some function f2 x minus vt. For simplicity, let us consider that they are all traveling with the same speed on a same medium. Like that, suppose there are n waves. yn xt represent fn x minus vt. These are the displacement functions of n waves. N waves arriving on a same medium simultaneously. Then resultant displacement of the net waveform is given by y xt equal to f1 x minus vt plus, assume it is just the sum of individual wave functions, sum of the displacements of the individual wave functions, plus and so on, fn x minus v. So this I can write it as summation of all I equal to 1 up to n fi x minus v. So this gives you resultant displacement of the resultant wave. This is called as principle of superposition. This is the mathematical form of principle of superposition. This principle of superposition is very useful in studying the interference of waves. if two or more waves are traveling on a medium simultaneously, let us say with the same speed, with the same amplitude, with the same angular frequency, same wavelength, in the same medium, then what will be the resultant waveform? So that is what we are learning as superposition of the waves. When the superposition of the waves take place, overlapping of the waves take place, as a result we call such a phenomenon as interference. Interference of waves, right? Now we learn the interference of waves. When two or more harmonic waves traveling on a same medium, when they superimpose over each other or when they overlap over each other, the resultant of these waves is given by using principle of superposition. So this phenomenon of overlapping of the waves, two or more waves or even two waves traveling on a same medium is called as interference. I think you got the point. When two or more waves traveling on a same medium overlap over each other or superimpose over each other, the resultant displacement of the superposed wave, resultant displacement of the net wave is determined by using principle of superposition. This phenomenon is called as interference, right? This phenomenon is called as interference. Just you can write when two or more arrive on a medium superpose each other, two or more waves arriving on a medium superimpose means overlap over each other, the resultant waveform is the resultant waveform is of net displacement determined by sum of displacements of individual waves. This phenomenon is called as interference. This phenomenon is called as interference. Now let us consider only two waves traveling on a same medium with some phase difference between them. Two waves, for simplicity, consider that they are traveling with the same speed on the same medium, with the same amplitude, with the same angular frequency, same angular wave number, same wavelength, most simple waveform, traveling on a same medium like a stretched string, only two waves, right? When they superimpose over each other, when they overlap each other, then what happens? That phenomenon we are calling it as interference. Consider two waves of same speed. Two waves of same speed. P traveling in the same direction. Let us say about positive x-axis. Along positive x-axis with the same angular frequency omega, same angular wave number, same angular wave number k. When it is having same frequency and same angular wave number, then naturally its wavelength is also same. Both the wavelengths of the waves are same. Having, let us say, same amplitude also. Same amplitude A with phase difference. With a phase difference. Fine. Let us consider two waves of same speed V traveling in the same direction about positive x-axis on the same medium with the same angular frequency omega, with the same angular wave number k, with the same wavelength lambda, having the same amplitude A with a phase difference phi on the same medium. On the same medium like a stretched string. Let their displacements be given by y1 xt equal to a sin omega t minus kx, a sin omega t minus kx. This is one wave, and another wave y2 xt equal to same amplitude a, same frequency omega, same wave number k, x, and phase difference is phi. So I am taking phase difference, let us say phi. So second wave is having a phase of phi ahead of first wave. This is displacement of first wave. This is the displacement function of second wave. Then we are considering only two traveling in the same direction, that is about positive x-axis, right? With the phase difference phi. Same angular wave number, same angular wave number, same angular frequency, right? Then when they overlap, when they superimpose over each other, the net displacement of the resultant waveform the net displacement of the resultant waveform given by y equal to. Now we are applying the principle of superposition. y1 xt plus y2 xt. So this is principle of superposition. When two or more waves are overlapping over each other, when two or more waves are superimposing over each other, when they superimpose over each other, they superimpose as if other waves are not present. Other waves are not present. So that's how we get the addition of the displacements of the waves. Right. Now substitute these values. When you substitute these values, we get a sin kx minus omega t plus a sin kx minus omega t. I think I have written in the reverse order. Kx minus omega t. Okay. A sin kx minus omega t plus a sin kx minus omega t plus phi. So just there is a correction here. There is a correction needed in the above equation. Look at this. I have done the correction here. It is not omega t minus kx. Of course, both are same. A sin kx minus omega t. Another one is a sin kx minus omega t plus phi. Okay. Both are traveling about positive x-axis with a phase difference phi between them. Having same amplitude, same wave number k, and same angular frequency omega, same frequency mu, same wavelength lambda. Traveling with the same speed, in the same direction, on the same medium. So when they superimpose over each other, the resultant displacement of the waveform is given by y1 xt plus y2 xt equal to a sin kx minus omega t plus a sin kx minus omega t plus phi. So we have to solve this. This we are solving using a trigonometric identity, a trigonometrical identity. This is of the form sin A plus sin B. Sin A plus sin B equal to what? We have sin A plus sin B equal to 2 sin A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. So one function we take A, another function we take B, and according to this identity we will simplify this. So we make use of this identity. Sin A plus sin B equal to 2 sin A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. Then we get 2 times A sin kx minus omega t plus kx minus omega t plus phi whole thing divided by 2. Another one is kx minus omega t minus kx minus or minus plus omega t minus phi by 2. That is cos function. Using this identity, I am going to simplify. So we get net displacement y equal to, using this identity, we get 2 times A as it is sin kx minus omega t plus kx minus omega t plus phi whole thing divided by 2 sin A plus B by 2 into cos kx minus omega t minus kx cancels. If you want, I will write once again. Kx minus omega t minus kx, minus of minus becomes plus omega t minus phi by 2 minus phi whole thing divided by 2. Right? Now you simplify this. So this becomes 2a into sin kx plus kx becomes 2kx minus omega t becomes minus 2 omega t. Right? So if you take out 2 common, you get ks minus omega t plus you are left with pi by 2. 2kx minus 2 omega t, take out 2 common, then you will get 2 get it cancelled, kx minus omega t plus pi by 2 into cos. Kx cancels with kx, omega t cancels with omega t, you are left with cos of minus pi by 2. Cos of minus pi by 2 is cos pi by 2. So we get cos pi by 2. So thus the resultant displacement has, I can take this cos pi by 2. Now you see cos pi by 2 is constant. So I will write it as 2a cos pi by 2. This I am taking it in a bracket into sin kx minus omega t plus pi by 2. So this becomes the resultant wave. This is the displacement of resultant waveform. Now here this is also having the same function as that of a harmonic wave. So this also represents a harmonic wave. Let us consider 2a cos pi by 2. 2a cos pi by 2 being the constant, we will take it as capital A. So this is equal to capital A sin kx minus omega t plus pi by 2, where A is equal to 2a cos pi by 2 is the amplitude, is the resultant amplitude, is the amplitude of the resultant wave, or you can write net amplitude or resultant amplitude. So when we consider two harmonic waves superimposing over each other, the resultant wave is also a harmonic wave. So this is also a resultant harmonic wave. Resultant, we are getting resultant harmonic wave, which has an amplitude function of the initial phase. Right? Here the amplitude of the resultant wave is function of the initial phase phi, initial phase difference phi. That is, A is a function of phi, which is given by 2a cos pi by 2. 2a cos pi by 2. Now, based on this, everything will be determined. What happens with the resultant wave can be found out based exactly on the initial phase. If the initial phase difference between the two waves is 0, if both the waves are having same waveform, like y1 equal to a sin omega, like y1 equal to a sin kx minus omega t, y2 is also equal to a sin kx minus omega t. If they superimpose over each other, then what happens? Phi becomes 0. If phi is 0, then what happens? Cos 0 is 1. Then we get a phi equal to 2a. Now see condition. If initial phase difference phi is equal to 0, then a becomes equal to 2a, because cos 0 is 1. Then the resultant amplitude will be maximum. The resultant displacement y becomes equal to 2a sin kx minus omega t. So this will have a maximum amplitude, a plus a, 2a times. So the resultant amplitude is going to be maximum. That is, it is having maximum possible displacement. Maximum possible displacement. If on the other hand, suppose phi is equal to 180 degree, if phi is equal to 180 degree, then 180 divided by 2 becomes 90. So cos 90 becomes 0. When cos 90 is 0, then amplitude becomes 0. In that case, we say that the waves overlap out of phase. So with the initial phase phi is equal to 180 degree, then the waves superimpose over each other out of phase. If one wave is traveling in the positive x direction like this, another wave is traveling with the displacement downwards, then when they overlap each other, then the net displacement becomes 0. That is what we call it as waves out of phase. Let us see. If the initial phase is 180, second case, if the initial phase difference phi is equal to 180 degree, 180 degree is written as pi radians, then resultant amplitude A becomes 2A times cos pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 is cos 180 by 2. 2A cos 90 degree. So cos 90 is 0. So these two waves, they interfere out of phase. They superimpose over each other, overlap over each other out of phase. Then the resultant amplitude becomes 0. In such conditions, the waves are said to interfere destructively. The net displacement becomes 0. Then the net displacement of the medium, net displacement of the particles of the medium, y becomes equal to 0. Then the waves are said to interfere destructively. When the waves interfere with their phase difference 0, with their phase difference 0, cos 0 becomes 1, then they will have maximum amplitude 2a, and their net displacement y becomes equal to 2a sin kx minus omega t. At that moment, amplitude becomes maximum 2a times. So in such case, the waves are said to be interfering constructively. Let us see with a simple diagram. Suppose this is representing a stretched medium. There is one wave traveling in the positive x direction as shown here. There is another wave exactly overlapping over each other. Suppose there is another wave exactly overlapping over each other. I think you got the point. Another wave of same amplitude, same frequency, same wave speed, same wavelength, overlapping over each other. Then this becomes displacement. Resultant displacement now becomes equal to it will have double the amplitude. We will have same time period, amplitude, if it is taken as A here, plus A minus A, here the amplitude becomes 2A. A plus A, 2A. This is the resultant wave of two waves which are in phase. So here this becomes y equal to 2a times sine kx minus omega t, where the resultant amplitude here is 2a. You can see here, this is 2a. This is 2a. Minus 2a. So, in such case, the displacement is having maximum value, and such a wave is called, in such case, the waves are said to have constructive interference. They are said to have constructive interference. Constructive interference, wherein the wavelength will remain same, but the amplitude is having maximum value to A. Amplitude is having maximum value to A. Amplitude is having maximum value to A. Now what happens if the waves are interfering out of phase? These are with phase difference phi equal to 0. They are said to be in phase. Waves in phase. So they are resulting into having maximum displacement of the medium, and they are said to have constructive interference. If they are out of phase, then how will be the diagram? Yes, suppose this is one wave, another wave is out of phase, having same amplitude. Now it is out of phase. Suppose it is interfering out of phase, then the resultant displacement will be given by 0 amplitude. Resultant displacement is having 0 amplitude. Here amplitude is equal to 0. Here such waves are out of phase. Waves are out of phase. They are interfering out of phase. Out of phase means what? Phase difference is phi or 180 degree. When the waves are interfering with phase difference, this is one wave y1, this is another wave y2. So this becomes net waveform y, which is going to be equal to 0. So in such case, the resultant waveform is having 0 displacement and 0 amplitude. And such a kind of interference, wherein the waves are interfering out of phase, such a waveform is called, said to have destructive interference. Destructive interference. So this is the wave pattern for destructive interference, and this is the wave pattern for maximum displacement having constructive interference. The applications of this you are going to learn in the next 12th class, wherein we are learning interference of light waves. We consider light as a wave and we learn interference of light waves. Okay, we'll learn more about it in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.